overall? I would say short run, maybe no problem, but long run because of the high amount of borrowings that they have done, they could be in trouble. And their inventory is a problem. They're not selling. Okay. So, any questions on this exercise? All right. So you want to? I hope you're following, and I'll post it. In case this helps you, post it in Moodle. And so what I want to do is there is one more slide. So I want to cover this slide, and then I'll review the first 3 chapters with you. Give you a chance to ask any questions on this chapter. So what are some of the limitations? These are limitations of ratio analysis, something that we just performed, something that we just completed. What are some of the limitations? Number 1, conglomerates. What are conglomerates? GE, General Electric, is a conglomerate. What's a conglomerate? It's a corporation that operates in multiple industries. Like GE manufactures your light bulbs, it manufactures steam engines, it manufactures jet engines, it manufactures your microwave. Yes. So they are in multiple industries. So how do you find benchmarks for a firm like GE? Because JCPenney, the benchmark is JCPenney falls in one industry, okay? And who are the other members of that industry? Macy's, Dillard's, and other stores, But GE, falls in multiple industries. So they're going to present you consolidated statements. So how are you going to, compare GE? Because, you don't want to compare their efficiency in jet engine, sales with, say, a firm that produces movies, because GE at one time was doing entertainment business also at one time. So it's kind of difficult to find proper companies to compare GE to. You can find a similar conglomerate, but good luck, because you're not going to find a similar conglomerate like GE. So the limitation is finding appropriate benchmarks for a conglomerate is a difficult thing. Number 2, different accounting methods. So from your accounting classes, you should be able to recall, inventory. There are a couple of different, inventory accounting methods, FIFO and LIFO. Remember that? FIFO, LIFO, first in, first out, last in, first out. So when you're comparing 2 companies, like Target and Walmart, for example, make sure the 2 firms have the same accounting practices, okay? Same practices. If you compare one firm with a FIFO inventory method to another firm with a LIFO inventory method, the comparison will not make sense. Different fiscal years. You might be thinking every firm's fiscal year starts on January the 1st. No. Apple's fiscal year starts on October the 1st. Okay, so their first quarter is, the October-December quarter. So when you say compare JCPenney's 2018 statements or financial performance to Walmart's or some other firm, Sears, performance for 2018, make sure the 2 firms, their fiscal year starts and ends at the same time for the 2 firms. Okay, so if JCPenney, for example, their fiscal year, I think it starts in October, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and Macy's could start on January the 1st. So their 2018 statements will span different quarters, so to say, different time periods. So it's another thing you want to. One-time events like store closures. So if in a given year JCPenney closed 100 stores, that will skew their financial statements. Okay, there will be one-time profits or gains, and if you don't eliminate those one-time events, then the comparisons will not be accurate. So you need to be aware of, any one time, a big merger happening. Okay, so you need to be able to eliminate the impact of those one-time events. And finally, Toyota is a foreign firm. Okay, so you cannot directly compare Toyota and Ford. Okay, Toyota prepares its financial statements using the international standards, and Ford uses the generally accepted accounting principles. Now, I've been hearing that the American standards and the international standards are soon going to merge, but it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. So be aware that you cannot just take a foreign company's numbers, financial numbers, and compare them to a U.S. company's numbers, because those numbers originate from statements that were prepared differently, following different conventions, different rules, and things of that sort. Okay, so these are 5 limitations of ratio analysis. Okay, so take a look at this chapter, see if you have any questions. I think I already told you you'll have to construct some ratios for me. You'll have to interpret some ratios for me. Okay, I'll provide you most of the formulas. I won't provide you EPS, earnings per share, as I said. I won't provide this number that you see, this ratio, price to book or market to book. I won't provide a market value of equity, market value of equity. So those are some of the formulas I will not be providing you. So you need to know them. Okay? So please remind me if I've missed anything from this chapter. Do you have any questions? Did I resolve all your doubts? Okay.
Can you say what you really want to provide again?
EPS, market value of equity, price to book or market to book. All right. So these will not be provided.
So EPS is net income divided by number of shares.
Net income divided by number of shares outstanding. All right. So let me open chapter 1 then.